It was a quiet Sunday morning in a suburban Texas neighborhood. The sun was just breaking over the rooftops, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink. Inside a modern two-story home, Jack Carter was cleaning his rifles in the garage. He wasn't just an ordinary homeowner. He was a retired Navy SEAL who had served for 15 years in some of the most hostile places on Earth. Jack lived alone now, after years of service and a recent divorce. All he wanted was peace, his small gun collection, and the freedom he fought for. Suddenly, there was a sharp knock on the front door. Jack frowned. Unusual for this early on a Sunday. Wiping his hands on a rag, he walked to the door and opened it slowly. Two men stood there, dressed in cheap-looking security uniforms with HOA compliance officer patches sewn onto the sleeves. One of them, tall with a fake-looking badge clipped to his belt, gave a stern look. "Sir, we're here on behalf of the Homeowners Association," the tall man said in a flat tone. "We have reason to believe you're storing firearms in this property. That's a violation of HOA rules. We need to confiscate them." Jack's eyebrow arched. "Excuse me," he said calmly, his voice low but carrying weight. "HOA rules don't override state law, and Texas law doesn't allow anyone to take my guns." The second man, shorter and stockier, stepped forward with an aggressive tone. "Look, buddy, we don't want any trouble. Just hand over the weapons, and nobody gets hurt." Jack stared at them for a moment, then gave a small chuckle. "Nobody gets hurt, that's cute." He stepped back, letting the door slowly close. They thought he was giving up. They were wrong. Jack didn't slam the door, he closed it just enough to keep eyes on the fake officers through the peephole. He moved silently through the house, his training kicking in like muscle memory. First, he checked the windows. A black SUV idled across the street, engine running, tinted windows. A third man was inside, pretending to be on his phone. Amateur hour. Jack moved to his hidden safe, punching in the code. Inside were 3 rifles, 2 handguns, and his old Navy bar knife. He holstered a Glock 19 and slipped a suppressor from the case. The others would stay locked for now. This wasn't war, at least not yet. Before returning to the door, he picked up his phone and dialed 911. He didn't talk, just left the line open. His location would ping automatically. Back at the door, the men were getting impatient. He could hear them whispering. One of them muttered, "If he doesn't open up, we go in." Jack smirked. "Good luck with that." He spoke through the door now, his voice calm but cold. "Boys, I don't know who you really are, but you just picked the wrong house." The tall one laughed. "Oh yeah, what are you gonna do, old man?" Jack smiled and unlocked the door, but didn't open it. "Old man, let me show you what this old man can do." The door burst open so fast the fake officers didn't have time to react. Jack moved like a ghost, swift, silent, lethal. He grabbed the tall one by the wrist, twisting hard until the man screamed and dropped what looked like a taser. With one smooth motion, Jack kicked the shorter man square in the knee, sending him crashing to the ground. The tall one tried to fight back, throwing a punch, but Jack ducked, slammed his elbow into the guy's ribs, and pinned him against the wall. "Who sent you?" Jack growled. The man coughed, groaning in pain. We just need the guns, man, it's nothing personal." Jack slammed him harder into the wall. Wrong answer. Out of the corner of his eye, he saw movement, the SUV door opening. Another guy coming out, armed with what looked like a shotgun. Jack pushed the tall man aside and rolled behind a pillar just as the shotgun blasted through the doorway, splintering the frame. He drew his Glock, took aim, and fired 2 suppressed shots. The man with the shotgun dropped instantly. The shorter guy on the floor tried to reach for a taser, but Jack kicked it away and pressed the Glock to his forehead. "You've got 10 seconds to tell me who sent you, or I'll make sure you never talk again." Okay, the guy screamed. "It's not the HOA, it's a buyer. He pays us to steal guns. That's it. That's all I know." Jack tied the 2 men with zip ties he kept for emergencies and dragged them to the living room. The SUV guy wasn't getting up anytime soon. Within minutes, the sound of sirens filled the air. Police cars screeched to a halt outside. Officers stormed in, guns drawn, only to find Jack calmly standing there, hands raised, 2 men restrained at his feet. "They tried to rob me," Jack said plainly. "Claimed to be HOA officers. Check their pockets. Fake badges. Probably stolen IDs. The cops verified everything. The two men were hauled off in cuffs, faces pale, knowing they'd picked the worst possible house to hit. One of the officers looked at Jack and asked, "How'd you handle all this on your own?" Jack gave a small grin. "Let's just say, I've had some training." The cop raised an eyebrow. "Military." Jack nodded. "Something like that." As the sun set over the quiet street, Jack sat back on his porch, sipping black coffee, Glock on the table. Peace and quiet. That's all he wanted. But if trouble came knocking again, it now knew exactly who lived there.